Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today quote is successful people do what unsuccessful people are not willing to do. So don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. So let's start with this quote. So far we have discussed about list, then various collections using map sets. Today basically I would like to tell you about the some forEach method. So before forEach, let's start with some another methods. Let me show you. There's another method, arrays list. So basically in this method we have just put numbers like this way and our nums array is created. Let me just printing out to check it is correctly fine or not. Yep. Yeah, it is correctly fine. Okay, so far we are correct. Now I would like to tell you about some basic loops in the Java. Here the before colon, the first thing is I am setting my index. In Java we follow zero based indexing. So I equal to 0 means you are start with your first index here from 1. In the second after colon we are declaring the size. This basically defines how far will you go. And in the third we define how you iterate from one to another. It means from 0 1 2 3 4 you are increasing your index I one at a time, or let's say if someone declaring here like this way, so it means you are jumping. Initially I is 0, then I is 2, then 4, then 6, then 8. So it basically how you printing your elements or how you skipping or not skipping. So basically totally depends on you. For easy I am using I++. It means I am using one at a time. Then after I am just simply printing it. Using the get index. Let's just test it. First compile and then run it. Yeah, here you see that everything is working fine and we are using one at a time. Now let's say if you just saying this, then what will happen? According to me, our result is 1, then 3, then 5. Let's see what. First we compile it, then yeah. So you know the why we are using I++ or I plus is equal to 2. Basically it totally depends on you how you print or skip the values. Cool. Now there is another method. Let me just kill the terminal. Yeah. In this method I am initializing some n, then I am mentioning the my array or list, and then I put the system.out println n. Okay, let me just comment it. Yeah. So here you see that we are getting the correct results, but the difference between these two, let me just uncomment it. The first difference, as you see here, between both the for loops, as they are doing the same thing but they are wide different. The first difference is here you mentioning the size, but here you don't mention the size. You don't take care about the size of the array, what size is. So just The first benefit is this, or the difference is this. And the second difference is, here you have to get value from nums, get 0, get 1, get 2 index, and then you get the value here. But here in the enhanced for loop, in this you have to just, the nums provide a value one at a time. And this third difference is, here you have, from I++ you have customization. I have just shown earlier to you that you can use 2 skips, 3 skips, but here you have to, basically you have no customization, so the one value at a time. The third is, let me just comment it. The third is the forEach. Here you mention your n, basically the value, and you have to, what operation do you have to perform. Let's say I'm just using this system.out. I have just comment 2, and let's see what's the output of this. First we compile it, then run. Yeah, perfect. So these 3 loops we use to print the values in the nums. Okay, the above 2 you have crystal clear. Now for third one, what is this? Okay, so without doing the without understanding of the in-depth how it is working, we have not used it. We want proof of it, so let's prove it. What is the method for each behind the scene? So just I'm clicking on for each. You have seen here that it uses some consumer class or consumer object. Okay, what is it? So just write it here, consumer. And you see here it also use some interface. Okay, so I'm just using the integer class. I'm declaring my count and then new and then consumer, right? Okay, so you have to define it, because as you seen here it is a consumer. Yeah, from here. Yeah, here you see it is a functional interface, and there is a method called accept. Okay, so let me just accept it. Integer, let's say some n, and as I mentioned earlier, it using the consumer object, just mention the object here. So for now we have just printing it. And let's check it is working fine or not. So let's first compile it, then run. Yeah, it is perfectly working fine. Okay, yeah, it is perfectly fine. But as I mentioned, this is functional interface, so we can implement it using the Lambda expression. So you know why I'm stressing the Lambda expression? Because it provides you clean coding. So let's use the Lambda expression here. Just remove this part here to here, and just yeah, and you're just mentioning it in that way. Right, okay. Let me just clean it. Yeah, and when we have just only one expression, you don't need to mention the type or the class. And I can use this to here also and remove this. and let's check first compile it, then run. Yeah, it is perfectly fine. Okay, now as you see here, we are using the consumer object, but what if I just declare inside this, so that we don't need the consumer object. Let me just remove it, and then again I'm trying to first compile and printing it. It is perfectly fine. So, and initially we have done the same thing after this enhanced for loop, so you know the gist. I'm just proving it how it is working behind. It using a consumer object with a functional interface, so in that way. So yeah guys, this is all about the basic for loops, and if you want to go more deep, use the enhanced for loop, and even more deeper, then you use the for each. So thank you guys, that's for today.